I can't understand what my husband is saying, aka Dana ga nani wo iteru ka wakaranai ken. Excellent pronunciation on my part. It's a rom-com anime from Studio 7, who is likely best known for this anime, but perhaps you've heard of their other works like My Wife is the Student Council President, King's Game, and... No, it cannot be. Nobunaga, Teacher's Young Bride? I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying is directed by Shinpei Nagai. Perhaps you know his other directing credits like Inugami-san to Nekoyama-san, which is also a Studio 7 anime, Dogeza, I Tried Asking While Kowtowing, or Himedori, which is based off the studio and director. I didn't expect to like this anime as much as I did, but I think that's because the source material is so good. I only had inklings of how good the source material was, then I found out the guy who made the manga went on to write a little thing you might have heard of called Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying is 2 seasons long, and in total is 26 episodes, each about 3 minutes long. That's only about 72 minutes of shorts that aren't really told in a running narrative. I have a feeling that the manga is probably pretty good based on just the little bits of narrative that shine through these little shorts. If you have read the manga, please let me know in the comments what you thought. I'm super curious. I Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying is about a married couple, an office lady, Kaoru Tsunashi, and an otaku, Hajime Tsunashi, who have a sort of romance that isn't usually highlighted in media. These two love each other, but they don't fully understand one another. Hajime is a total nerd and subsequently has a deep understanding of manga, anime, and I think games, while Kaoru lacks more than a basic understanding of these things. Most of the show is just little snippets from their everyday life. Sometimes they argue, sometimes they have fun, and sometimes they just do little slice of life stuff. But they're always very entertaining to watch. There are a myriad of characters, mainly friends and family of the main duo. Youta Tsunashi is Hajime's little brother, who is a trap. They regularly draw gay manga and actually seem to sell quite a bit. Miki, aka Destiny Fucker, is a manga director that's a friend of the couple. Tadashi Samura, the man who raised Kaoru, you wouldn't know it from just the anime, but he's not actually her dad, he's just an uncle who raised her. He's also an excellent chef. Kyoko Tsunashi is Hajime's mom, who is always nagging at him to get his life in order. Kaoru is a fan of hers because she's one of the few people who will be able to motivate Hajime to actually do something. I think that's how you say that name, who is Kaoru's niece. There was at least one episode where the couple looked after her. That was pretty cute. Rino Jusei, who's been a close friend of Kaoru since high school, and her husband Nozumu Jusei. Fun fact, there's actually a little spin-off manga about these two. That's a lot of characters for a show that has episodes only 3 minutes in length. But despite that, the cast never feels bloated, and we still do mainly focus on the main couple. They get surprisingly well fleshed out as complex characters. Hajime doesn't really care about what most people think of him. He acts totally shameless and inappropriate at times, but he does care about what some people think, particularly his wife. Kaoru doesn't seem that complex, but as the show goes on, we see how she's had a pretty depressing life until she fell in love with Hajime. Both of these characters seem like they were having a hard time until they started dating. Life was bleak, but being around each other was fun. I like the comedy in this show. It is often hard for me to put my finger on exactly why things are funny, but there is an honesty about married life that's in this show. They don't super romanticize it. When you watch an average romance anime, you're usually hoping that the main duo ends up together, perhaps even get married. But marriage isn't the end of romance. Sure, for most people, it's the end of the rat race to see who can find a life partner, but that doesn't mean you entirely give up on love. Hajime and Kaoru don't have a super sexy relationship. They argue, and they often don't fully understand one another. But that's normal and honest. Another honest thing that happens in this show is that after the main duo have a wholesome moment that brings them closer together, they'll put a graphic on screen that says, they had a lot of sex after this, which is perfect. I'd recommend this show if it sounds interesting to you, particularly if you're a fan of comedies or romances. Here's some scoring stats for both seasons of the show, courtesy of My Anime List. Remarkably, both season 1 and 2 have the same percentage of 10 out of 10s. That's all I have to say about this anime. Please, if you liked the video, please leave a like. It really helps the video get suggested to more viewers. And if you want to see videos similar to this one, please consider subscribing. Finally, let's close out this video by taking a look at some comments from my last couple of videos. Jake Marquez, I hope I'm saying that right, says, "It was one of my favorite anime of the year. The art, the music, overall vibe was impeccable." Yes, again, I like this anime. I don't know if impeccable is the word I would use, but it was certainly good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Peekaboo says, "You are truly gifted at seeing the bigger picture behind each anime. Thank you for your thoughts." Thank you, I appreciate the compliment, Heather. Honestly, my analysis of Call of the Night might have been good because I spent a bit longer thinking about it than I usually do when I make a vid. Trying to stay on daily uploads right now. We'll see how it goes. Couple more comments from the Recovery of an MMO Junkie review. Heavenly Hover and EUC Kenosha says, "As always, your smooth, deep voice and well-composed comments are a pleasure to listen to. Sounds like the kind of anime I might even like, meaning no vampires, lol." I'm glad you enjoyed my voice, Heavenly Hover. Sounds like you weren't a huge fan of Call of the Night. Maybe you would like Recovery of an MMO Junkie. Only one surefire way to find out, I suppose. Peekaboo says, "Nice thoughts. From what I've seen, the anime is pretty pleasant. I think I enjoyed it just for all of the slice of life we get merged in with the fantasy aspect of the MMO. That might be true. I'm not a huge fan of the slice of life drama, so I guess there was some of that in there that I didn't really even think about." Alright, that's it for today's video. Leave a comment below if you want me to read it in the next vid. I've been Roman Romantic, and I'll see you again next time.